This is the Mazda CX-50, and for 2025, the well-liked compact crossover is available with a hybrid electric powertrain from Toyota, no less. Interesting. Get in. It's time for Family Wheels. The CX-50 Hybrid uses a Toyota drivetrain, 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine, 2 motor generator units up front. One of them is for starting, the other one is for the drive wheels, and then motor generator unit and a battery in the rear. That's how we get all-wheel drive. It is all Toyota from one end to the other. The regular CX-50 has a Mazda 4-cylinder engine, either non-turbo or turbo, and the familiar 6-speed Mazda automatic transmission. All CX-50s come from way down south in Huntsville, Alabama, at Mazda Toyota Manufacturing. They set up that factory in Rocket City to build the Corolla Cross. That was starting in September 2021. And in January 2022, they started making the CX-50 non-hybrid. And now it also makes this vehicle, the CX-50 HEV, on side-by-side assembly lines. The CX-50 has 219 horsepower, but just 163 pound-feet of torque. Let's see what happens when we go up one of Vancouver's steeper hills. So the power is adequate for a compact crossover, that's for sure. However, that noise, you get an earful of this continuously variable transmission working very hard to continuously vary its gears and adapt to the situation. In short, it is just plain noisy, and I have driven other CVTs from Toyota as well as other manufacturers that make a lot less noise than this. If you're driving without a lot of heavy throttle, just flat or slight throttle application on hills, you won't be getting that egregious amount of noise from the continuously variable transmission. So my suggestion is, if you want to accelerate briskly in a hybrid with a CVT, and I drove one for 14 years, is set the throttle and leave it there. Not too much noise there, and you pick up speed quite briskly. While the CX-50 is all-wheel drive, it is automatically variable. The computer, if you will, decides where to apportion the front and rear wheel drive. It can be as much as 100% front wheel drive, as much as 80% rear wheel drive, depending on the conditions. I think that means that in most cases it will be favoring front wheel drive. So I'm going to move into power mode as we go through a series of bends and see what the handling is like. The CX-5 from Mazda has a fully independent rear suspension, multi-link. Here we have a torsion beam suspension at the rear, McPherson struts and coil springs up front. Pretty nimble despite the lack of a fully independent rear suspension. This vehicle does not have Mazda's torque vectoring, where it can change the torque by the corner. Still, on a smooth surface, 90-degree, flat turn, not bad. Well, let's check the brakes as we come down from, about 70 kilometers an hour. On a slightly damp surface, we did get just a little bit of ABS kicking in, but I don't fault the vehicle for that. Overall, a really nice, well-controlled stop, and a good pedal modulation as well. Not grabby at the top and not mushy. All trims of the CX-50 have all-wheel drive, off-road, or at least soft-road pretensions there. Well, we're not going backcountry driving today, but let's take it down our neighborhood bumpy road. Potholes, patches, speed bumps, see how it handles those. It's firm but well controlled, about right for a compact crossover.
The CX-50 Hybrid just passes our family wheels child seat test. Behind me, the kind that takes up the most room, rear facing. Up front, well, I'm 5 feet 11 inches tall, 180 centimeters, and my knees just clear the glove box door.
I'm seated behind the driver seat set up for me, of course, and here in the back I've got just enough room between my knees and the seat back. As far as luxuries go, well, this is the top spec, and so we have a 2-panel moonroof, as well as heated rear seats and 2 USB-C ports. It's no secret that Mazda has been far behind other manufacturers in electrification. Recently, it brought out PHEV versions of the CX-90, CX-70, its top-end SUV. Earlier, there was, well, basically a disaster of an experiment with a small sedan that had only 160 kilometers, 100 miles of electric range. That vehicle has been discontinued. And so here we have a further step toward electrification, at least, with a hybrid, thanks to the Toyota powertrain. Now, Mazda has done a deal with a Chinese manufacturer, Chang'an, and at the Beijing Auto Show in 2024 revealed just a jaw-droppingly beautiful pre-production, fully electric sedan. Absolutely gorgeous. It would be nice to see that on the road.
The Mazda CX-50 really delivers when it comes to fuel economy, but is it worth the trade-off having the CVT? Leave a comment. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, and thanks for subscribing. I'm Richard Detman, and I'll see you next time on Family Wheels.